Welcome everyone to Yin Yoga, our afternoon yoga class. Very exciting. My name is Tammy and I'll be guiding you through the next 45 minutes. Our focus is on working through our lower back and our hips. This is definitely a really great yoga for the winter. Since doing other kinds of activities, we're outside, we could be skiing, we could be snowboarding, we could be shoveling the driveway, all that snow we have to get rid of. So different parts of our body start to get sore. And we also like to read. So, lots of different positions that we're reading in, getting sore, our body gets sore. So we're going to open up through our body, through our pelvis, lower back, lots of areas of tension there, and just enjoy just the moment. Beginning our class in child's pose. So come to all fours first, so you can set yourself up. Give yourself a little shake through the tailbone, so a wag of the tail, shake your body out. Uncurl the toes. Sit back into the heels. Let yourself just enjoy child's pose here. Forehead resting on the mat. Turning your attention to your breath, inhaling and exhaling. You may count out your breaths. The exhale breath is longer than the inhale breath. Using your breath to help you to soften. If child's pose, it may not be the most comfortable for your knees. You may roll over to your back and then come into cradle by drawing the knees into the chest. Or you can come over to the side of the body and then draw the knees into the chest that way too. But letting yourself just take a moment just to let your body sink and enjoy child's pose or whatever pose that I went through is so nice for you. That mental exhaustion. We'll stay in child's pose. We're going to move our arms over to the left side. So walking your arms over to the left side and then let the forehead rest again. Feeling a stretch coming through the side of the right side of the body. Slowly coming up and walking your arms over to the right side. Let the forehead rest again. Child's pose is also really great for massaging our organs, working through your intestines here. Slowly coming back towards the center. Come back to all fours. Bring your toes back towards the ground. Step forward with the right hand, left hand into downward facing dog and alternate knee bends. And then hold stillness. Draw the right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog, and then step the foot onto the outside of the right wrist. Take the knee down towards the ground. You can use your mat by doubling it up to protect the knee, a little bit more padding or a knee block. Holding dragon. Come down to the forearms to open up a little bit more into the side of the hip. Head hangs. Come back to your breath. Exhale breath being longer than the inhale breath to help you to release a little bit deeper. You may inhale for 4 counts and then exhale for 6 counts. Always nice to come back to our breath. If your mind is really busy, counting out your breaths. Notice if you are letting your head go. Let your head hang. Releasing that tension. Breathing into all those areas of tightness and then exhaling, releasing.
30 more seconds. Slowly coming out of dragon, place your hands back down towards the mat and step the foot back, downward facing dog. Just pedal that out. So just alternate knee bends again here, just like before. And finding stillness, three-legged dog, left leg lifts up towards the sky and then step onto the outside of the left wrist. Knee may be up or knee down towards the mat. Remember, double up your mat too, or use a knee block, a little bit more support. Your hands may be down towards the mat and you can grip your mat with your finger pads to take pressure off of the wrist, or you can come down towards the ground with your forearms. Now let your head hang. I encourage you to open up into your chest, into your belly for your breathing. If you need to adjust at any time, please do so, and then find yourself back in stillness. It's definitely a big opening into the side of the pelvis. So use your inhale breath to breathe into those areas of tension, into the side, with the left hip here, and exhale breath, letting it go. Finding stillness might be the hardest part of a yin class though. Having a busy day and then taking this time to be still could be a little bit hard at times. Sometimes in the evening, it might be a little bit easier, but this will really help us to move into the evening so that we can find that calm and that peace. We won't feel so busy, so stressed. 30 more seconds. Slowly making your way out. I'll try again. And back into downward facing dog. And then into child's pose. Arms may be forward or arms by the side of the body. Let the forehead rest. We'll be here just for a moment. And then slowly making your way back up. And then onto your tummy. Giving our knees a break. For Sphinx, place your forearms down towards the ground and your elbow is going to go just below your shoulders.
And then I'd like you to lift up through the chest. So taking your ears away from your shoulders, draw your shoulders down, draw the navel in towards the belly, uncurl the toes. Press down through the tops of your feet. So you may have to scooch a little bit forward so you're on your mat here, just like I just did. Pubic bone down, Sphinx. Now let the head hang, just gently let it hang. Pushing the earth away from you. Sphinx is so great for strengthening our lower back, opening up through the front of the body, thinking of elongating through the spine, so really lengthening through the spine. Continue to draw your belly in, pubic bone down, pressing down through the tops of your feet. You may squeeze your glutes a little bit, and then all of this, and then find softness. Thirty more seconds. Okay, coming out of Sphinx, releasing, sitting back into child's pose, the counter pose. And then coming all the way up and sitting on your bottom for easy pose. Taking your right foot in towards the ground and towards your, what did I say, in towards your groin, in towards the ground, and then take your left foot in front. So right foot in towards the groin and then left foot. Okay, here it's really great to have cushions underneath the knees. So I'm just gonna get my cushions, come out of the pose and then get your cushions. So one on either side. Support. Relaxing through your shoulders. You may sit here and you're upright, or you can do a forward fold. Inhale, breath, and then exhale, breath. And you come into a forward fold. Your head may hang, or you can support your head with your hands. Your elbows are down to your mat, and then your forehead is being supported. Opening up through the left side of the hip again, just like we did in dragon, but this is a little bit different. No pressure on our knees. Opening up through our lower back.
Your inhale breath could be longer, could be 6 seconds, and your exhale breath could be 8 seconds. That's progressive breath. Finding what breath right now is going to work for you when it's our first class. Slowly making your way out of easy pose here by coming up and switching sides. Taking the left foot in towards the groin first and then the right foot. Opening up into the right side of the hip here. Support for the knees. You can use blocks underneath the knees too. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath. Do the pull forward again. Elbows down towards the ground. Forehead is resting on your hands, or you're letting the head hang. Notice if one side of your pelvis is tighter than the other side. Trying to balance out your pelvis so that one side won't be tighter than the other if it is. And slowly coming out of easy pose. I'm going to keep one pillow here for support, or one block if you're using a block, or my right side of my hip. I'm going to come back to all fours, nice and slow, and then step forward with right hand, left hand for downward facing dog, making our way to swan. So downward facing dog, three-legged dog, draw the right leg up towards the sky, and then take the knee forward, turn your knee out to the right wrist. Have your pillow, your block handy here, place it underneath the right hip. I'm going to show you the variation of this lying on your back for figure 4. Some of you do know it. And then folding forward for sleeping swan, forehead rests. Now, if this
pose is not accessible for your knee, you may come over to your back. For figure four, take the right ankle, cross it over the left knee, wrap your hands around the left leg, and then just hold here. Same idea, the turn of the knee out, but it does take pressure off the knee doing it that way. Find that it's not the most comfortable for you. Of course, holding poses for a longer period of time, it does help to release the connective tissue around our muscles. And it does take a bit of time to do that. So at first, yes, it's a little bit harder. But it will get better. I promise. Thirty more seconds in Sleeping Swan. I encourage you to use your breath again to help you to release a little bit more. Let yourself soften to the right side of your pelvis. Let your lower back soften. Last 15 seconds, gently coming out of Sleeping Swan or figure four. Come back to downward facing dog and then to all fours. And move your pillow, your support over to the other side or your block over to the other side so you're ready for the left side. Okay, back into downward facing dog. And three-legged dog, draw left, I'm banging my table, left leg up towards the sky, and then bring your knee forward, turn your knee out to the left wrist. Place your pillow, your support underneath the left butt, hip. Fold forward for Sleeping Swan. Forehead rest. If you are in figure four, so then the left ankles crossing over the right knee.
Now another variation of this pose, instead of lying down, so prone, lying down on your belly here, could use a table and place your leg on top, turning the knee out and folding forward. Now, the higher the table is, or the higher the ledge is, whatever you're using, the deeper the stretch that you would be able to find. So you could start out slowly using a chair, and then maybe progressing to a higher level. Thirty more seconds. And slowly making your way out of sleeping swan. Come back to downward facing dog. And then all fours. Okay. Banana asana is our next pose. And we'll roll over to the side of our body and come over to our back. Take your legs long. Walk your legs over to the left side of your mat first, making a banana shape. Your pelvis stays down towards center, and then walk your upper body over to the left side. Feeling like coming through the side of the right side of our body. Cross your, I'm gonna do our arms first here. So bring your arms over the head. You can hold on to the hands or hold on to opposite elbows. Cross your right ankle over the left ankle. Notice if your right hip is really lifting up, your right side of the pelvis, you're really lifting up. I'd like you to draw it down. You may need to come out of this pose a little bit. So your banana shape is not so it's not as big of a banana shape. Now let yourself settle. Use your breath. coming out of this pose the opposite way that you got into it. And crossing your ankles, releasing your arms. Upper body comes back. The lower body comes back to the center. And then walk your legs over to the right corner of your mat, right side. Upper body walking it over, right side of the mat. Pelvis stays down towards the center here. Arms above the head, hold into the hands or hold on to the opposite elbows. The lovely way for our class to be slowly ending in this lovely banana shape. Cross your ankles, so left ankle over the right ankle. Really start to feel your body start to release, start to settle. Feeling this nice stretch onto the left side of your body. And coming out of banana on this side by uncrossing your ankles, releasing your arms, taking your upper body back towards the center, and then walking the legs back towards the center. Arms coming down by the sides, bending through both of the knees, feet down, and then taking your knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a squeeze and cradle. Gentle, just draw the knees in towards the chest, and then massage the organs. You can rock side to side. And hold center. Our final pose, Shavasana. Shavasana may be with legs up the wall, knees bent. You may have a blanket, a small little towel rolled up underneath the lower back too for support. Your legs may be straight out on your mat, or you can sit in a comfortable sitting position. And finding what is going to work for you and getting yourself settled. In Shavasana, we'll be here for a few minutes. Of course, you can place something nice and warm on your body too. Close your eyes. Your eye sockets are heavy. Your facial muscles relax. I will call you back when it is time.
Slowly starting to wiggle your toes, wiggling your fingers. Coming back. Notice your breath. If you're lying on the ground, on your mat, you may come into fetal. Bending through the knees, take your right arm above the head. And then roll over to your right side. And then making your way up to a comfortable seated position. Placing your hands to your heart center. Thank you everyone for joining me and sharing your practice with me. So nice to have everyone here enjoying the rest of the day. Namaste.
Thank you.